Place-based productions create stories around the history and needs of specific communities, involving the local people and landscape in the performance.
I'm the producer and director for Place-based Productions, and Place-based Productions is a theater company that does site-specific, community-based works of art, interactive in nature, based on the stories of an area, the history of the area, and the kind of current climate of a community, looking backwards in order to look forward. It's the kind of goal of the productions that we create.
We want to create places in small communities where people can gather to tell their stories and reenact their stories and find how their stories are just as relevant to their lives today and their lives in the futures, in all of their potential futures, as those stories were to the past.
Place-based Productions comes into these small towns is because it's a passion of both Andrew and mine to share these stories in the hopes that we can pass on that love of community that existed in previous generations, to highlight some of the resources that I think oftentimes just get forgotten about, to reinvigorate that life force of the small town America. Place-based has a 3-stage model that we follow, that we've developed over the past year and a half. The first phase is the community research and script development phase, and at that point, it's really where we're embedding ourselves in the community, where we're talking to people who are already gathered, and then we also hold these story swap workshops to gather and generate as much material as we can. So by the time that the research phase is done, we have way more stories than we know what to do with. But so really the hard part is whittling that down and really picking the hour and a half of stories we want to highlight and stringing that narrative together, which is in the script development phase. And at that juncture, we are in constant dialogue with each other, Andrew and I, as well as with the community. We share the script with a few folks that we've gotten to know really well and that have a lot of the facts in place that we can say, are we accurately representing your community, is what we're saying, completely factual. Did we get the names right, or fictional, or are we, how are we representing this in a way that is true to the voice of the community? And take that feedback, and some of it we apply, and some of it we, take artistic liberties with.
You could name your child after me.
She's a girl, Captain.
Well, that's okay then.
Captain, she's beautiful. I'm so glad we came on this trip, even against the advice of my doctor.
I love you, dearest.
We send out a call for auditions to papers all over the area, and we have 2 days.
I picked a different song. Good. I like a different song. Because it's from Wicked, and it's just like, when I heard it, it made me think of you guys. So, yeah. Okay. I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason.
A sombrero, or a pork pie, or a slouch. Even a fascinator, long as you can see it. Because you will not catch me dead without a hat upon my head, and if I turn a couple of heads my way. So
awesome.
Once the rehearsal process begins, then that's the mode that I enjoy most. Time just flies by, and it's working with people who I love, and challenging people and being challenged in return, and it's lots of dialogue, it's lots of just very powerful human interactions.
I think that this process is transformational in a way that is really hard to convey. I think in some respects, me being in the position that I'm in with the newspaper, I'm able to get a bird's eye view of the community, and you can see the ripple effects. And I've been through it. This again my third time. I've seen it enough where I know that the effects are going to be profound and they're going to be positive. And and is going to leave the community better. I'm excited to see how it manifests itself.
My name is Barb Benson. I was Barb Lundell, and our family is in the play. I mean, my dad, my grandfather even, they're quoting, or they're having be part of the play. And my mom and dad and my sister and I. Ashley and Andrew are great. They just really are, and they get everybody excited and, you know, make it fun. And that's good.
I think we work well together because we share the same goals for what we're doing. And our goals relate to creating community, building community, making great art, working in a dialogical way.
With each production, the partnering organization that we work with has full rights to the script. The community can access the script. If they wanted to produce it again without us, that would be absolutely awesome and encouraged. So it belongs here, because we can't mount this show somewhere else. You know, it is of the landscape, and it is written for the landscape and for the people that walk through the door at auditions. So it lives here. This is what I want to do. I want to create theater in small towns, and I want to tell stories, and I want to bring people together, and I want to remind them what they have and help revitalize these communities, because they can't go away.